Hello folks, welcome back to Wasteland. When we last left off, we had done High Pool and we killed a dog because we're monsters. But we didn't kill the kid. And now, we're on our way... Let's, Wow. Camped the whole night and no one showed up. There we go. Got a couple lizards. So let's make a new macro. Because we've got a new party member. There we go. So, into the agricultural center. This is the next place we'll be going. Seems there's something going on. But first, we talked about the encounters. Slithering iguana. So we know how much XP it's worth. We don't know a lot of this stuff because we haven't fought enough of them. Whereas the spiked mutt, so 4 to 24. So 4d6 damage. That's a starting kind of sort of boss character. Did 4d6 damage. So you can see how that leather jacket removes a quarter of its damage. Stats. For 200 XP. Defeated 1. Damage dealt 11. Maybe that's average. I'm not sure on that. 172 XP. So that was the climbing and the perception and the lock picking. Okay. Let's move on. Oh goodness. Oh, we've got a paragraph. What was that? That was 56. There we go.
Closer now. You can hear the conversation of the men you saw when you came in. There's a short silence after each man voices his thoughts. They speak of varmints who are impossible to kill. The varmints are stealing their food faster than ever before, and they seem to be massing for a major attack. The simple weapons of the farmers are not enough to stop them. They have no idea what to do. One of them jumps as he notices you, and they all turn to face you. A stocky man they call Miguel approaches.
Well, we're not a charity, so let's ask about payment. Ooh, colored glass and aluminum. Good deal. Well, let's give Miguel a hand. To the vegetable field.
In the shadow of an enormous satellite tracking dish stands the old man. Over 100 years old, he is still vigorous and bright of eye, although he rambles incoherently at times. The farmers remove their hats as they approach and wait for him to speak. Frowning, deep in thought, he stares at what appear to be the remains of a 15-foot-tall carrot. He holds a long shaft of broken metal in one hand and mumbles something about wascally wabbits that he had to beat away with his best rake. Miguel explains that you have come to help. The old man studies your weapons and tells you that he doesn't think your pea shooters will do any good against the armored varmints, but that you're welcome to try. If you succeed, he wants you to come back and see him. There's something he'd like to show you. Free to roam the veggie field, you head towards the carrot patch. From a distance, you hear the old man warn you, "Watch out for Harry, the bunny master."
Alright, so there's all that text, and clearly that was a paragraph. What was that, 80-something? Yeah, so the ones that have those little visuals, they've also got. So if you want to watch it again, you can. And as you can tell... Oh! It's not the most serious, especially at the beginning of the game. It's a little silly. Oh, see? Armor absorbed the damage. Okay, we still got all our weapons, so Shift F1, that runs the macro. So as you could see, Thrasher was faster than the lizard, who was faster than Jackie, who was faster than the second lizard. with her whopping 8 speed. And there we go. So Snake killed 2, Hellraiser killed 1, Jackie only killed 1, but she killed it with melee, so she got more experience. Alright, so like I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted, there are some really silly things in this game. And some deadly serious. Hairy peaches. 4-foot-tall pears, pleasantly plump, perfectly prepared, possibly to plummet perilously from their precarious perches and pummel any passing pedestrian into a pasty, putrid pulp. Somebody liked alliteration at least as much as I did. And here we've got giant peas. And the sequoia broccoli forest, 30-foot-tall stalks. That's a lot of broccoli. Oh, we need to re-record our macro, because now we have 2 groups. So 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 1, 5, 2. And Jackie, we don't get to control which group she attacks. Jackie got a kill. And then there we go. So as you can see, the macro makes combat a little bit easier, especially considering how much combat there is in the game. And especially at the very beginning, how drawn out combat is. Oh, Hellraiser just beat 2 of them to death. That's nice, Hellraiser, but load your gun. So the macros certainly make combat easier, especially some of the later combats that are extremely long. But, you know, not having them also isn't the end of the world. So we're going to duck over here, because in here we can rest safely. There's no random combats in here, so we can just sort of... we can just chill out and heal everybody up. Unlike... oops. Unlike 2 and 3, there's no healing potion. So you either pay a doctor or you let time pass. That's the only way to heal. Giant tomatoes, hopefully not of the killer variety. A lot of wheat. Whoop. Lizard. Alright, no one's within range. Oops, wrong button, sorry. Yeah, pistols are not great at range. There's still some issues with the logic, it seems, with melee enemies not advancing. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with that, but occasionally that seems to happen. I know that it's on the bug tracker. I just don't know what'll come of it. You know. Nope. Wheat and rats at 2 feet, which means they are literally on top of us. Alright, so now it should just be a single group. Yep. Man, Jackie's... button. A lot of corn. Alright, so run back over here. Camp. Jackie's a little banged up. We have gotten a fair amount of XP. But, also, while I'm at it, that experience, 354 there on the bottom, that's a new addition. It never used... the game didn't do that in the original. It didn't tell you how much XP you had. Armored bunnies, huh? I don't know. I've never seen a rabbit that looks like that. It looks more like a rat to me. So you're seeing that there's 2 groups of bunnies there. It's just the way the game does things. There may be a limit to how many you can have in one group, but it's more than 2. So I think it's just to kind of spread things out. And so they can move in groups if they wanted to. Taters, wheat, beans, or carrots. The 15-foot-tall targets have the long-eared garments. Again, armored bunnies. Now, Hellraiser needs to load. Yeah. Sorry, pressed the wrong button. Alright, we're a little banged up, but not too bad. So let's... There we go. Large farmer walking around the green leaves of this carrot patch. This is Harry, the bunny master. Yeah, that's Harry, alright. Harry the Bunny Master and his Vorpal bunnies. Maybe it was only the Commodore 64, but I could have sworn that there was... Vorpal bunnies was a thing that was in here. Obviously a Monty Python reference. Alright, Bunny's dead. So all that's left is Harry. Yeah, see that? 23 points of damage? Harry hits hard. And Snake failed to inflict any damage. Yeah, so this is not a rollover fight. You gotta... He can do some serious damage, and 20 points of damage if you're really low... You know, that could put a character in a very bad position. There we go. Thrasher finally got him. 480 experience for that, so 240 normal just doubled. And he's got 11 bucks on him. Old man is pleased to see that you have killed Harry. A holiday will be declared in our honor. And seem that happy in Wasteland, too. Do you want to see my root cellar? Yes. Yes, I do. So, here we are in the root cellar. So let's get some... Oh, we're on a 4-to-1. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Got a lot of mushrooms. Nothing much here. Okay, there goes the door. Broken machinery. Junk equipment. Whoop. Found something. Couple of pistols. Alright, I'll give this to Jackie for now. 9mm clip. We'll give... actually, I'll give that to Jackie. She doesn't know how to use a pistol, but, you know. Plastic explosives. Could have sworn there... There it is. I was going to say, I could have sworn there was a grenade in one of those. So, before we leave the root cellar, let's go ahead and give the radio a call. Nobody's good. Alright. Alright, we don't want to really camp there. That's not a good place to camp. No, I don't want to see your root cellar. I just got out of your root cellar. There are still random encounters here, by the by. Oh, and we pick-locked the door last time, but let's use a crowbar this time. Aw, we can't. You can, however, blow it open with explosives. So the Agricultural Center store is now open. And they sell pots, fruit, and jewelry. Oh, I'm sorry. Jewelry is 75. So we got some more fruit in here. Club. Strawberries. Giant tomatoes again. Oranges and lemons the size of basketball. Whoop! Oh no, a deranged farmer. Where is he? He's all the way over there. I forgot all about that. A mosaic of heating coils. Five-foot grapefruit. Bunch of possum. "14 feet away." Alright. That means we're at an angle. And is the limit of melee. And it looks like Hellraiser is again just pistol whipping. Oh, Jackie's unconscious. Oh, Jackie's conscious. Unconscious is nothing to worry about. You'll heal up eventually. And wake back up, and you'll be good to go. Or you'll get knocked unconscious again. Oh, nope, she's back. Yeah, you'll bounce back and forth from unconscious a lot at these levels. Alright, there we go. What do we got here? Bananas. Pineapple. Ooh, we got rats and desert lizards. Thinking we should just focus on the rats. Okay, now we got the lizards. You can hit targets further away with pistols. It's just we're not very good with them right now. And we're not going to improve that skill for a little bit. I mean, we're not going to spend skill points to buy up clip pistol regardless. But we're not going to be able to improve it naturally yet. Those are grapes. You can eventually improve skills through use, but there's limits. In combat, you can't raise a skill through use higher than your current level, and we're all level 1, so it's not going any higher. And based on the level of what you're fighting. So if you're fighting a level 1 enemy, you're never going to raise a skill, even if you're level 5. Alright, so let's take a look at encounters real quick here. Boom, 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 boom. There's Harry. Yeah, 80 hit points, 66 damage, AC 2. So that's why we weren't doing much damage to him, is because our pistols don't do much of anything. That's just more fruit down there, we don't need that. So let's heal up real quick, and we're going to go take the back door out of the agricultural center. Man, Thrasher got kind of kicked in the teeth. Might just be easier to hold down escape. Yeah, so healing can be kind of slow. Normally I wouldn't bother, but better safe than sorry. And that's good enough for Thrasher, I don't really care. So we're going to go down here, and we're going to go into the caves. Now, use one item Oh my god, I'm almost out of ammo. Match. It should have triggered there. Maybe I need to use it up. We're not doing any damage to these bundles. Well, there is supposed to be... Is it here? There's supposed to be a point where if you use the match in these caves... you will, you'll get more loot. But it could be that there's just... the game's just not giving any feedback. Always possible. Fruit. I don't need fruit. Although, actually, there is a point where you do need fruit, but that's not for quite a while. Yeah, pistol's not the best for damage, but he is very light on ammo. So this is just a shooting gallery. It's nothing too risky. Fruit. Oh, everybody's just got melee. Okay. That's why the battle didn't automatically start when we saw them, because everybody's effectively using a melee weapon. Because all my pistols are empty. I didn't realize I was that low on ammo. That's going to be an issue. More rats. I'm going to speed that up for now, because these fights are going to take long enough as is. There's nothing interesting going on here. Once we get our footing, we'll be able to slow it back down. Alright, well, nothing I can do about that. They're right in the way. Who's unconscious? Must have been Jackie. What's up, Jackie? She's getting more kills than anyone. Feels like. More fruit. Ah! Where'd you come from? That might have been a random encounter. Alright, come on. Finish it off. Oh, we got 2 people out. On the plus side, we should have full stats for bunnies and rats and possums. I might have to have Hellraiser reload. getting a little ridiculous. But this is, you know, one of the first things that you bump into when you're playing the game for the very first time. Is, holy cow, I'm getting my ass kicked by bunnies and rabbits. And possum. And I'm running out of ammo fighting rodents. This was a horrible mistake. Why did I do this? When will this end? I mean, on the plus side, they can't really do enough damage to seriously wound anybody. I mean, they can't hardly even hurt Hellraiser. And even if they knock the entire party unconscious, you don't lose. It's only if you're seriously wounded or worse. Or if everybody has a status ailment, like poisoning or radiation sickness, or wasteland herpes. In that case, you don't heal naturally anymore. So, being knocked unconscious, you'll be unconscious forever until you see a doctor. And if everybody's like that, there ain't no doctor. There we go, there's a grenade. I believe that's what the match gave us, was that grenade. I also think it's a random number of grenades, and we just got a really bad roll. There's some of that in the game. Actually, almost all of the loot is like that. So, it will be... In this bag, there are, you know... 2 to 12 clips, and then the game will roll. But we are finally done with the Ag Center. Holy cow. That was a little rougher than I expected. Hey, Hellraiser, got a level. Alright, so... There's a lot of stats that these guys that need work on, but for the end game, you want everybody to have about a 24 or a 26 IQ. So conventional wisdom is the first several levels, just put everything into IQ. And Thrasher got a level. Thrasher desperately needs IQ. Unfortunately, he also needs dexterity for when we give him a gun. So, Hellraiser now has 3 skill points and a 16 intelligence, so he'll be able to pick up medic. Huzzah! Thrasher is still too dumb to be a medic, but he does have enough skill points. Huzzah! But we're also nowhere near a library yet. We have several places to go before we see our first library, so we'll just be collecting those. But that will do it for this week. We have successfully conquered the agricultural center. We've done everything that we needed to do here. So that's great news. Root cellar. That's got to be the caves underneath, because I don't run anything in the root cellar. So yeah, 1 to 6 damage. No big deal. Prairie dog, 1 to 6 damage. Yeah, see. So the possum were the tough guys. They had an armor class of 1. And the desert lizards that we fought, nothing major. A possum, rat, bunny, deranged farmer. 2 to 12. And Harry, the boss. So that's our first boss. Because I don't really count the spiked mud as a boss. We still need more info on him. So, we're an hour in, folks. Wow. And we've already earned 5,000 experience points and 2 promotions. We've killed 82 It's not a bad ratio there. We've earned $216, which is not enough. Pool our money. We have $226. We need more. Because we are going to have to... we got to buy an engine for the high pooler, after all. And that ain't cheap. So we are going to be real bastards. And we're going to sell them their own fruit. Now you'll notice that each one of those fruit took up its own slot. Just like each clip takes up its own spot. Weight isn't an issue here. It's space. You can have 27 items, I believe it is. I think it's 3 pages of 9 each. So you could have 27 matches, 27 ropes, or 27 engines. All the same. But before we head out, we're going to do a combat round, because that is the quickest way to reload everyone's guns. So, until next time, folks, when we will be going to the Rail Nomads. Till next time, have a good one.